Tonight on 9 News, Nintendo's E3 lineup has been leaked. We go over to Billy Joggers to hear the latest news.
Thanks for having me. There's going to be a brand new Mario game. It's going to come in 2 flavours. I'm not going to specify whether it's a core game, a spin-off series, a remake, a sequel, a puzzle game, and I'm not going to specify anything at all. But there is a new Mario game coming to a Nintendo platform within the new year. It's very exciting.
Fascinating stuff, Billy. In other news, will RoboReggie launch another massacre? Find out at the end of this podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the House of Mario, episode 40. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and alongside me is my co-host, Bryce DeWitt.
Co-host.
Co-host.
I like the sound of co-host.
You like an echo, Bryce. You just echo the last thing I say.
Co-host.
Co-host. Co-host.
Co-host.
Today on the show, we're going to be talking about E3 Nintendo leaks. We're going to be talking about what Emily Rogers supposedly said is coming this year in regards to the next iteration of the Pokemon games. But first, let's talk about Nintendo Online Services. So this week, Nintendo came out. They clarified a bit more about what we're going to get, what's going on later in September when this thing eventually launches. We've already talked about it, the information they laid out for us before. It's $30 a year here in Australia, and $6 a month, and $12 for 3 months. Not just going back to that. Before we get into the other stuff, what do you think of the pricing? Because obviously it's way cheaper than the other services.
Well, I mean, as long as they keep expanding on that library of NES games, then I think the pricing is fine. The overall issue with the service, I think, is that at the same time, they also, when they talked about Virtual Console, they also said that wasn't going to be a thing.
Yep. So we'll just run through the added stuff. So you get your online play. That's very exciting. You get to play Splatoon, Mario Kart, whatever. But the biggest thing is they're pretty much adding a library of NES games. That's going to grow over time. It's going to launch with 20 games, 10 which we know already, 10 which will be announced in the near future. What do you what they had in mind before was about 2 or 1 game a month? Something like that initially. So they've upped that. They must have heard everyone complaining, and they've just beefed it right up.
Yeah.
Because before, just getting 1 or 2 NES games a month, that really wasn't that appealing, to be honest.
Is this more appealing though? Is that the real question?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Look, I'm a very big fan of anything Nintendo, and I love the NES as a system. I used to play it as a kid, but I think the issue with the NES, the NES games coming as a monthly thing, I think they need to beef that library up with something that's more than NES games.
Yeah, I agree.
With the Virtual Console not being present, as I just mentioned before, at least in the form that we've seen it before, because they must have something else planned.
I feel like September they launch this thing. We pay our subscription so we can play Mario Kart and Splatoon, and obviously Smash. We'll get into that. But just apart from that, I reckon it's going to wear very thin very quickly. Just NES games.
It is,
because you're gonna dabble in Zelda. You can, that's cool, because you can I think what you're gonna be able to do with Zelda is you can basically hand the controller over online. That's the idea of that. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
Just dabbling in Zelda, you go to Mario Bros 3, play that again. But a lot of these games like tennis and that, you're not gonna. I don't think you're ever gonna touch it.
No. I think it's cool that you can add stuff like that to Mario Bros 3.
Yeah.
That's nice and all that, but I just think the overall issue with it is that NES is going a bit far back and doesn't really there are a lot of young audiences and stuff like that. It doesn't really catch their attention. We have I know it's not really circulating now, but there is more supposed to be coming around this year, and the NES classics. A lot of those games reside on the NES Classic, and I'm sure most of them will. The added online functionality to play those games online, is it really that worth it?
It depends on the game. Like something like Dr. Mario, where it actually is 2-player. I think
that would be cool.
I think like a timeless puzzle game like that. Like you go back to it, the graphics are obviously dated, but the gameplay is like pretty similar to what you'd be expecting from a game like Tetris, for example, doesn't really age apart from having no colors on the Game Boy and stuff like that. But I think that will work fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like a game like Mario Bros. 3, that's a timeless game as well. So you're going to be able to go back to that. But like most Nintendo fans, but it might be a bit different with the Switch now. But going back to it, I think a lot of people have already bought it at least 3 times. Have probably played it 100 times.
Yeah, the way I look at it, I guess, is looking at it from a broader perspective, is just it is a bunch of NES games. They're harder to play in their purest form, but otherwise they're literally anywhere else.
Yeah, they're like on your 3DS. They're on your
They're literally everywhere. So I added online functionality aside, I don't think that's a refresher enough for people to go, hey, I'm going to totally play Super Mario Bros. 3 for the 5 millionth time just so I can play with somebody that's online and use my smartphone app to communicate with.
So just looking at these dot points they've laid out for us. So $30, that's not too much. That's pretty good for a yearly subscription.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm definitely not complaining about that.
If that makes their online service better, that's good for us. But like the NES games don't get me super excited. Like come September, I'm going to dabble in them, obviously. But there's just thinking back to the NES library. It's a huge library full of great games. But
it is.
I think most of us have already played those games. That there might be some surprises in there, I'm sure. But like third parties probably aren't going to be involved in this as well.
No.
So that's a huge portion of that library that probably won't be available.
Just hailing into comparison and stuff with like what we're getting offered from Microsoft and Sony on their respective platforms, it shades in comparison.
Oh,
like absolutely does. The other thing I actually wanted to mention though, in terms of the subject, is this is the only thing we're getting that's close to VC. Now they've said that Virtual Console will not be returning in the form it was, but what if they're going to start offering a game library service like they do with Game Pass or PlayStation Now?
That'd be really cool. But I'd like to see, even if they charge more for this, I don't know. Like
just as long as we get something.
Yeah,
I don't care if they don't want to waste as much time and effort putting into Virtual Console games, but I'd still like to see something. I'm not sure that's too much of a community ask. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
everybody loves all the classic stuff, regardless of whether you started with the NES or whether you started with the bloody Wii. It's something that needs to happen. I think it needs to be expanded upon that past that NES library.
Because even if they had NES, Game Boy Color, like a bit of variety in there, it wasn't just NES. Maybe like Game Boy Advance. I don't know. That will, obviously you get into the Nintendo 64 era, it's going to maybe jack up the price.
Yeah. And look, if it does that, then whatever.
Yeah.
If you're going to keep adding online functionality to your games somehow, something like that, fine. Add Super Mario 64 multiplayer like that, like you have on PC. Add original Smash Bros with online. That'd be fun. It'd be great. But I guess we'll have to wait and see on the matter. It's obviously been a big outcry for people, and I think it's the major subject of the entire list. So
like what concerns me too is like, maybe they'll add Super Nintendo games sometime next year, and eventually we'll see the inclusion of Nintendo 64 games. But just the wording in the title they call it Nintendo Entertainment System Nintendo Switch Online. So that doesn't really leave doesn't make much sense to be including different consoles in there.
Well, I mean, Nintendo Entertainment System could... I understand that it's literally the name of one of their consoles, but it could literally be expanded to a broader range.
Yeah, just like this is an entertainment package.
Yeah,
essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I just think at this point it's in its purest and lowest and shallowest form, and I think it needs to build and grow and see what happens with it first.
Which it will, but I think if you out there, if you're not happy with what you're getting for your money, don't be afraid to let them hear it, because it got to this point because we let them know what we thought of the initial reveal of what they were originally going to give us.
Absolutely.
They're going to do it just like 1 or 2 a month and rotate it so you lose it each month.
Yeah.
And people are like, bullshit, we don't get that. We don't put up with that with Sony or Microsoft or Steam or anything. Why are we going to put up with it on Nintendo? And they're like, all right, we'll change.
Yeah, absolutely. But, it's still at the point where you could complain and it could get better. Especially with... I have a feeling they have something for Virtual Console in place. I don't think in the slightest that they've given up on that prospect whatsoever, because they realise that there's a lot of people who are still invested in their old stuff, so we kind of have to wait that one out. But for now, just see where the ship sails. I think that's the most important thing. Maybe more news at E3? I don't know.
I think they brought it out, like this information out now, so they don't have to talk about this at E3, because it's a pretty boring E3 thing to talk about. They want to be talking about their games at E3. Yeah,
but by then they would have took on board all of the backlash and stuff like that would have already happened, and they would have organised something like, we've made some changes, and then they'll talk about it there.
Yeah,
try to get some more hype, but we'll see. We'll see.
So next on the list is cloud saves, which is something people have been asking for, and thank God we got it.
Yeah,
and it's very needed.
It's a very straightforward subject too. I don't think there's like too much to add. It's become a staple of online features nowadays.
Yeah.
So
if you're paying, we want to be able to back up our saved data. But what was pointed out to me, which is a little bit concerning, is so obviously PlayStation and Xbox, you have to be a gold member or a plus member in order to get your saved data. That makes sense. But if you don't want that, if you don't want to pay the subscription, you can put a USB or something in and get your saved data. Just put it on your PC. At the moment, the Switch, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So essentially, the only way to back up your data is pay.
Right.
Which is, if you're playing a bit of Splatoon and you want a bit of Mario Kart and you're happy to pay the $30, $20 if you're American, that's not a problem necessarily, but Nintendo does need the option to be like, all right, let's plug it into the computer and get my save data off this, because my kid, wants to back up his Mario Kart and he doesn't play online, so I'm not paying for it. Like, there are situations where I think,
I guess, but I think the primary issue that I have with that argument is that there's not a whole lot of reason to remove save data. It's generally not very large, and it can kind of just coexist on the console where it lives, as long as you've got a decent sized memory card. Granted, I understand that doesn't happen for everyone.
Brian Altano from IGN. This is the case. This has happened a fair few times, but his is the case where he was really quite upset. He had saved data on his 100% of Mario Odyssey. Like, beat the shit out of Breath of the Wild. Obviously, lots of Switch games came out last year. And he used a non-official Nintendo dock, which actually...
Oh, right, yeah.
Which actually made it so he couldn't connect his Switch to the TV. It still worked fine, so he sent it off. And in order for them to fix it for him, they wiped his Switch. So, obviously, no backup for his saves. He can re-download his games and that's fine, but he lost all his save data.
Yeah.
So... there are definitely situations where you need to be able to back up your save data.
And that is awful, yeah. I get that. That's 100% horrible. But, I mean, it's a telltale warning. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Well, it's a telltale warning. If you're using third-party accessories, you might fuck some shit up. All right.
I know, but you should be. It's a pretty simple feature to be able to back up your save data. Just
it is
locally on the computer.
But yeah, but the problem with the difference between a Switch right now and the difference between the Switch right now and its competitors is that data transfer, I don't believe, is possible through the actual console, unless it's through the SD slot.
Mm.
So,
actually, just going back to our, just being able to put it on an SD card, like that'll be fine. But you can't do that. It's got to be on the Switch. But just going back to our topic last week, where the Switch has been hacked, a video actually came up on my YouTube feed that you can take saves off of the Switch with custom firmware.
Oh yeah, with custom firmware.
That actually come up. I'm like, oh, there you go. If you want to back up, just hack your Switch.
Hack the Switch, I guess. Yeah.
But regardless, you will be able to back up your Switch
Again, yeah.
cloud saves. So that's good.
Again, yeah. Good to know.
Yeah, and everyone's favorite smartphone app. No, not Angry Birds. It's not 2013 anymore. Nintendo has a smartphone app which will, that will be your voice chat. That'll be you checking your Splatoon stats, and that's making a comeback. They haven't changed their mind and let you do voice chat locally. But like I haven't used it since they first launched it, and that's when you couldn't lock your phone, so the screen had to be lit the whole time while you're doing your voice chat. Like,
it's just
really, really odd. Like I quite like the idea of their app, like just having like stats for every game. It's all in the one spot.
Yeah.
But when it first launched, just how Splatoon worked, like, I want to do a game with Bryce, and I'm like, it says, it pretty much told me, go and get your phone, mate. I'm like, why? I don't want to. So, all right, so I get the app out and I just like click on Bryce, and that makes me go into the game. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like it a bit backwards. I need to iron out a lot of things, but I'm not too bad using. I was thinking about it the other day, like since we played those games of Splatoon, I've actually gone and got some wireless headphones, so that will make it a lot easier to voice chat just with my phone, because I won't have to think about charging and that. So
if you've got wireless headphones, just download an Android emulator, install the app on that, and just use your computer. Or you could just be the normal...
I could just use the Nintendo app.
Or the normal sane person and use Discord.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying for months.
I was thinking about Discord. I'm like, if I'm using your phone, I might as well just use Discord. But then also, like, you have to use the app to be like, okay, enter lobby, enter this. It's like, it's just backwards.
It is. It's not a great system, and I agree about the stats and stuff like that with individual games. That's fantastic. It's in the palm of your hand. You can check it anywhere. It's a great feature. It's something that, like, even some of the more popular games don't particularly do nowadays. Not unless you've got, like, some sort of, like, subscription, generally.
Mm-hmm.
MMOs do it for the most part. I know that, like, Final Fantasy is getting a companion app this year. WoW already has one. Stuff like that. It is handy to have that information at the palm of your hands you can take anywhere. And it's great, but that voice chat system and the invite system, they suck.
Mm. But even if voice chat was just, like, locally on the Switch, you didn't need your phone. You can't use Bluetooth headphones or headsets. You would have to plug it into the top of the Switch, which is, not great. So, mate, I think that's just their workaround of that. It's like, all right, you can't use Bluetooth things, and you can't. I guess you can use USB when it's docked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's just odd. It's not as easy as, like, obviously a PC setup or even your PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's just a bit backward. I don't think the Switch is, as much as I love it, it's not made for, like, this online gaming. It just
no, absolutely not. It's sort of just coming on its own as this weird little product.
Yeah, but in saying that, like, Splatoon, like, especially Splatoon, that works like wonderfully online. And obviously, if you want to play Splatoon 2 online, you don't really have much choice what platform you're going to play it on. So,
oh well, yeah. It's just, I don't know. The further we delve into app, it might get better, but right now, and
it is still on beta too. So once September comes around, I've just got my fingers crossed, really, that it's going to be improved and a decent experience to use.
Let's hope so, my friend.
Let's hope so. And the last one is actually my one of my most exciting things, to be honest. It's just like exclusive offers for members. So you get sales and that, because I buy all my games digitally on the Switch. So if I can save $5 here, $5 there, $1 there, on indie games, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's pretty much basic to every console now. So
because on PlayStation Plus,
good.
you can actually save double the amount and stuff like that.
Yeah,
depending on what sales they've got and all that. So I hope Nintendo follows suit with that.
Yeah,
give us some good bargains for paying that $30, Nintendo.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Bryce, let's move on from that. Last week there was some Switch leaks in quotation marks. I don't know if
leaks,
whether they're real, fake, made up, or whatever. I don't really care. I think it just makes it interesting discussion piece because a lot of the guesses, people are like, oh, there's going to be a new, X game, Nintendo franchise, and, they could, it's 50-50 really, depending on whether it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Unless you're going bit out there, like F-Zero remake or something. That's a bit different. But basically, the so-called leaker, they guessed the date about Nintendo's online service going up on the right date. So that's why people are like, oh, this might be real.
I just, I don't know. I just have a sour taste in my mouth, particularly with leakers. In my opinion, especially with people like Emily Rogers, and I know this is an unpopular opinion to some people, and I understand that, and it could be a popular opinion with them, but honestly, in my opinion, they're just educated guesses.
Oh, 100%, of course.
They're nothing more than educated guesses. I don't think they make a living off this, so they kind of just have to pull something out their ass. Yeah,
occasionally it's them being journalists and actually finding it out. A lot of the time it is we'll talk about what she talked about.
Pokemon will probably be coming this year, and then if she's wrong, it's like, oh, well, I said probably.
Well, we'll go into that after this because her quote is actually quite amusing. I'm like, yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, go on.
Yeah. So we'll go into the leak. So we'll go piece. Okay. So they think the presentation will be 36 minutes long, focusing on Switch titles before going into 3DS games in the treehouse. That's a pretty easy guess to make. It went for about 30 minutes last year. Sorry,
last year. Yeah.
So that's a pretty
Again, yeah, it's using relative information to take a guess. But yeah.
Activision are going to announce the Spyro trilogy is coming to Switch.
This could easily be an educated guess as well, because Crash is coming to Switch.
Yeah, but it is weird how they announce a Spyro trilogy and they leave out Switch while they be waiting for E3. But the leaker does state, though, there is a reason they've been waiting to reveal it. So whether that's, I don't know, a coinciding amiibo,
maybe,
because I am quite excited for the Spyro trilogy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So am I.
I'll get it on PlayStation if it doesn't come to Switch. But if it comes to Switch, that's a perfect game. It's in the vein of Mario Odyssey, where you're just going in and collecting things and jumping around.
Yep.
Fire Emblem is coming holiday this year. It's called Luxurious Daybreak.
Lustrous Daybreak. Fire Emblem's next in the title. Coming holiday this year. I don't know how much I believe coming holiday this year.
They did announce last year it's coming 2018 Fire Emblem. There's a Fire Emblem.
Did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was a direct not long after the Switch come out, if you remember how they announced Fire Emblem Heroes.
Right.
And they said there's a Switch game coming this year.
I remember now. The thing is with this as well is that we have not heard anything about Fire Emblem at all.
It is weird, isn't it?
We've heard literally zero about it. So guessing holiday this year, not.
You don't think so?
It's not surprising if it would be holiday this year. You know what I mean? We haven't heard anything about it. There's no more teasers, no trail. We're going to get stuff at E3 for it, sure, but it's going to be like, hey, it's coming out November, or it's going to be December. It's going to be one of those two. They haven't got anything slotted in there yet.
It would be interesting because, the next one, I'm just going to read this out, and I'll go back to Fire Emblem. But they Yoshi, the game was announced last year. They shown. They think that will be coming out in August. So if that comes out August, then Smash is September. What is Fire Emblem going to be their big holiday game, like November, October? That's like it seems like a dangerous place to put Fire Emblem. I don't think Fire Emblem's going to be able to hold itself in that huge holiday slot.
Well, I don't know. There are people out there that appreciate that genre and the series a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But it's going to be going up against Red Dead Redemption and Call of Duty and all that stuff, like
which are late October.
Yeah.
So pushing it into December.
Mm.
The thing is the people again. The issue with that stuff is the people that are playing Nintendo and want something for their Switch are just gonna have to buy Fire Emblem at that time.
Yeah, well, true. That like, I know the Switch is a completely different audience to
It absolutely is.
Yeah, for sure. But like, say Smash is going to be fine whether it's against Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption, whatever. But Fire Emblem might not be so. Like, it won't be able to hold itself as much.
Well, if you put it in December, it's going to be there for about a month and a half after those other ones come out.
December is always a bad month to release a game, though. I feel
probably
because people have done their holiday shopping. They've talked about their game of the year. They've it's pretty much set. I think Fire Emblem will be fantastic in January next year.
Well, it would be.
That'd be a great time from the release. If people are hungry for Switch games, Nintendo games, and they get a big, awesome Fire Emblem game, presumably.
But in coincidence, the leak and the actual data that we have, it being 2018, with the amount of news we've heard about it, which is literally zilch, and it's the next Fire Emblem game. That's not exactly a light. That's not a light thing to say.
Mm.
Fire Emblem, in general, especially with Awakening and its follow-up, which was Fates.
Yep.
It was a big deal.
Yeah,
and especially
definitely.
since Awakening got such good reviews and stuff like that, the follow-up with Fates, that was also such a big deal. It's a case of, I just think that there hasn't been enough information pumped out as it is, and it's going to have to fall in line with, mid-December, late October, late November. Because it can't come around the same time as everything else, yet it's still got to be within the window.
I don't think there's any unless they.
We've heard more. We've seen more about Smash than we have about Fire Emblem. Take that into account.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And Smash was announced what?
A couple of months ago. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
This game was announced last year.
I just don't see where they're going to put it, but they might just go October, November, whatever. It's there.
It's one of those games where the dedicated fans are going to buy it, and that's the main audience, and that's how it's going to be.
Or maybe it's going to be September, and Smash isn't going to launch with the online service, which we all think it will.
It's just not. It's just not I love Fire Emblem, but it's not quintessential.
Yeah,
it's not like, hey, it's a Mario game, or hey, it's a Zelda game, where people will buy them wherever the hell you put them.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It'll sell primarily to fans first, and the fans will sell it for them. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, the Fire Emblem's really good this time. It's a good time for you to pick it up and give it a shot.
There'll be a lot of new people on Switch who will be keen to get it too.
Yeah.
A new Paper Mario game is next, and it's not being developed by Intelligent Systems. Goes back to a traditional partner-style gameplay, but heavily focuses on character limitations opposed for Sticker Star and Color Splash. Coming, hold on, screen's not long enough. 2019. My computer screen's not wide enough, apparently.
So, not being...
So, like, I'm pretty excited if this is true, if they go back to an older style Paper Mario game.
Oh yeah, because
like
1,000 Year Door is great.
Yeah, because like Color Splash looked fine, but it didn't look like it wasn't enough for me to go and pick it up personally. Just for what it was, especially where the Wii U was at the time too. Like we sort of moved on.
Yeah. It was late in the cycle, and it didn't make a hell of a difference whether we had it or not.
I thought you were about to really go for a pun there. I thought it didn't make much of a splash.
No, just God damn it. I would like to see a new Paper Mario game for sure. If it goes back to an older system, then
that'd be good. If Intelligent Systems, if it's not being developed by Intelligent Systems, that's where the interesting bit little tidbit comes from. If that would be true, Because who would be developing it? Just another team at Nintendo, or because it's been like those games have been developed like 100% by Intelligent Systems.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting.
Maybe it was just time to pass on the torch. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what to think about that.
Unfortunately, I don't think it was working for them. The fans, from what you see online, there might be people out there who played it and never wrote anything online saying that they liked it or not. But from what I heard, no one really, adapted to them changing it up.
No. But oh well.
So Mario DLC, or Mario Odyssey DLC, more or less. Luigi is being released that day as a playable character, adds 70 unique moons to the game. And it also says Wario and Waluigi will be playable characters with 70 moons as well. Okay, I get Luigi, Wario, and especially Waluigi. Waluigi is not going to touch a mainline Mario game.
No, he's not.
No.
He's absolutely not.
Miyamoto is probably like, who is this awful man in the tennis games? I want nothing to do with him in my main games.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you know that he was just he was added in as a gag character, guys. I'm sorry, but if he ends, I understand he's got internet memedom on his side now.
Yeah,
but I think that just makes it even less of a reason to put him in a Mario game.
Yeah, if he's in Odyssey DLC, I'm gonna eat a hat. Hopefully a cake hat, because I can't eat a real hat. That's just ridiculous, guys. But so Odyssey DLC is a no-brainer. It's going to happen eventually.
That game is going to keep pushing forward, no matter what way you look at it.
Putting Luigi as a playable character in it seems like a bit of a no-brainer as well.
Yeah, well, I expected it sooner.
Yeah, so did I. And they come out with the what's the balloon mode called?
Balloon World.
Balloon World, I expected probably the paid DLC to come out about then, but it's quite a smart idea putting a fair bit of time between it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that happens, especially that day. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah,
that'd make quite a buzz actually. Because a lot of stuff you're looking at E3, I can't wait to play that. That'll be 3 months wait at very least. But having DLC that day would be really cool.
Yeah.
Activision makes some announcements. A Crash Bandicoot amiibo is being made that adds some trials and whatever to the game, and has some kind of functionality with the Spyro trilogy.
About this one, the amiibo makes sense, right? If they're gonna make a Soul Air amiibo for Dark Souls, then why wouldn't they make a Crash one?
Oh yeah, sure.
I think that's pretty well no brainer. I think it's bound to happen. What I don't understand in this leak, I guess, in big quotes, is adding harder time trials.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Who the hell wants harder time trials for Crash Bandicoot? No one. No one wants time trials for Crash Bandicoot anyway, as far as I can tell.
Not only that, but why would you introduce this content now?
So they can make an amiibo. So Activision can make an amiibo. That's why.
No, I don't know. It's silly. I don't understand why that would happen. It just seems like, they already had an issue with Stormy Ascent in the Insane trilogy, where it was available to people for the first 2 weeks, and then it disappeared from the store. If you didn't download it, bad luck.
Okay.
It was silly. It was we put the hardest level of Crash Bandicoot in the game for everyone to enjoy. I
should claim that for free, just because why not? I don't have the game.
No, yeah. You might as well claim it for free, right? What's the point of, not, because it just it appears and then reappears on the store. It appears and disappears on the store.
Yeah,
it reappeared a couple times, but they had that problem with Stormy Ascent. If an amiibo is the reason that they're adding these challenges, then you're just giving more content to the Switch game, and I don't see why they would need any reason to do that.
I mean, obviously they could bring an amiibo, and it could not be this time trial thing. It might be something actually, good. I don't know.
It'd be something silly. It'd be like a helpful thing where it's you tap your amiibo and you get a Uka mask.
Yeah, I would hope it would be the opposite. You use your amiibo and it'll give you lives or something there for a kid to actually play through that game and
enjoy it. Yeah.
Enjoy it.
I see that being the thing. I don't think it's going to have actual content locked behind it, because Activision have other consoles to think about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just seems silly.
Do.
In the line of also with Spyro to be the same thing. You know, what's the point in locking something like that behind Amiibo, selling the Amiibo to Nintendo fans or whatever, and then having everybody else crack the shits because they're not getting the same content.
I would like to see like if it works as Spyro, it'd be cool to see like if you actually like drop Crash into the game and maybe do some Crash levels with Spyro in that game. That could be cool.
Well,
do something like unique like that.
Yeah, but I don't think there'll be anything that could potentially be paid DLC on other consoles.
Nothing too big because
no, it won't.
They're not going to. Yeah,
no.
So Black Ops 4 Battle Royale is coming to Switch with crossplay with PC, Xbox, but the regular Black Ops 4 is not coming to Switch. So this is going to be like a hacked off version which they're going to put on the Switch. They're going to hack off this Battle Royale mode which is supposedly coming to Black Ops 4. Obviously we know nothing about Black Ops 4 at the moment apart from they have cut off the story campaign. They're not doing that anymore apparently.
There is I'll get into that in a second. Continue.
Okay, so yeah, you're a Call of Duty guy.
I am a Call of Duty person.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you go. You take the leads, boy.
All right. So the actual game is getting revealed soon.
Yeah, is it this week?
In an event, it's this week.
Okay.
Sorry,
is this going to be out of date then by the time it goes up?
Maybe. Don't know.
Anyway, yep, go on.
The issue with this okay, so a quick background. Don't play a hell of a lot of Call of Duty right now because cycling between three companies kind of kills the branding a little bit and it's kind of hurt the franchise a lot in my opinion. However, I still really like the Treyarch games. Always have. The only problem is that their story fell off, and that's why they're cutting it. Because they had an intertwining story between World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 3 to the tiniest degree. And then they just completely lost it. There's no intertwining anymore. It just makes no sense. There's no point continuing on that story. So they're dropping it. The rumor is that they've got a Battle Royale mode coming in place of that. What I don't get about this leak is why it would be completely 100% feasible for them to make a Battle Royale mode, which is a 100 player situation. 90% of Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Battle Royales are.
Yeah.
It'd be a 100 player situation and you'd be playing the exact same way you'd be playing a multiplayer game. So what are you cutting? You're cutting the multiplayer mode? You're already technically playing multiplayer. That's 100 people. Most COD matches are anywhere from what?
12 people?
It's anywhere from 8 players in free for all or 18 players in big teams or something like that. What would you be cutting? What would you be cutting if you just put the Battle Royale in? That makes no sense.
Yeah, actually, good point. Because why would you just put the Battle Royale and not just the deathmatch in that as well? Yeah,
that makes zero sense.
That does make zero sense.
It's like, hey, why? It's like we're not going to put our premier multiplayer that literally everybody plays who's interested in COD. They don't buy it for the story.
Well, yeah. Personally, I do when I buy them. But
I don't mind a single player campaign. But regardless of that, what are you cutting? What are you cutting from that? And it's like, hey, you're getting the Battle Royale, but you're not going to get trademark zombies, which is something that sells.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like when the news come out that they're cutting the campaign, it sounds like they've got Battle Royale as one pillar, multiplayer as another pillar, then zombies as the third pillar. But like, I do when I first read this, I was like, okay, they're making it run on Switch. They're only putting the section of their game on there,
right?
But yeah, but if they can make a Battle Royale mode work, which is be a lot more taxing than just their usual multiplayer modes,
yeah,
that doesn't make no sense.
It makes zero sense. In my opinion, it's going to be in the complete reverse option. You're going to have zombies and multiplayer, but you're not going to have Battle Royale.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense to have zombies rather than Battle Royale.
Why would you try to make the Battle Royale work on Switch of all things?
Yeah, let's just say the Battle Royale, just that's all that's coming to Switch. How do they charge that? We're going to have Fortnite eventually.
Of course, it'll have to happen.
Regardless, even if it never happens, but that's free to play. The microtransactions are fair from what I've heard.
Very fair.
Very fair. Call of Duty, they're not going free to play with this.
No.
How much can they charge? They can't charge any more than $30 Australian.
They absolutely can't. Not if they're only selling a Battle Royale mode.
I think PUBG has shown that.
PUBG has shown that you can sell a Battle Royale, a buggy, really overcompensated Battle Royale for $50.
No, yeah, but I also think it's shown that the free-to-play model for online-only Battle Royale exclusive games, like the free-to-play model works 100% better, because you get the people in.
Fortnite literally has everybody from the age of 8 to 82 playing.
Yeah, and actually, come to think of it, say actually, the initial news that it's going to start off as 50 players and then it's going to go up to 100 players eventually when they get their shit together or whatever the reasoning is. But 50 players a game on the Switch, which won't have the amount of players the PC, Xbox, PS4 will have. Mm-hmm. They're going to have huge problems actually getting this thing to get enough players in for matches.
Yeah, they are.
So that's another reason why if you're going to choose a little mode to put on the Switch to make a bit of money to make Nintendo fans happy and show Nintendo support whatever their business plans are, that's probably the mode I would stick away from if I'm only putting a little section. The
100 the Too Long Didn't Read version of this really, or the complete answer to it is that paying for another Battle Royale when there's Fortnite available, it'll definitely be coming to Switch. If you don't think it's coming to Switch, then you're reading the signs wrong, because they've already put it out on Android and iOS. You can play it on a phone that's not even half as powerful as the Switch. Okay, you would be paying for that Battle Royale. That Battle Royale would be very clean. It would be a very well constructed game.
Absolutely.
Because it's made by a big company,
and it's like Call of Duty gameplay, which is the best in the business, for first person shooting. So
absolutely, but take into the consideration that Battle Royale allows for a couple things. And one, that's if you buy something in Fortnite Battle Royale, it's available on all systems as long as you log into your Epic account. There's no split microtransaction systems, whatever. Done. It's multi-platform. You'd be able to play anything multi-platform between mobile, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. It's all in one thing.
Yep.
That's number 2. And 3, it's free. It's free to play.
It's so awesome that there's a game that's risen up where we're actually thinking Call of Duty is going to have a hard time battling it.
Well, yeah.
That's great for the industry. It really is.
It absolutely is.
Refreshing too.
It is. It is 100% refreshing.
So, hopefully, to be honest, I do want to see Call of Duty come to the Switch. The more bigger franchises we see on this thing, the more people come to the Switch, the more, it's good all around. Whether you hate Call of Duty or whatever.
I want to see it succeed. I just think this league is full of it. I don't.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why would you put the Battle Royale on the Switch but not put the trademark zombies and the trademark multiplayer on it first? Why would you put the experimental thing on there first, which is going to take a lot more effort to run? It makes zero sense. You got Fortnite. Fortnite will kill it.
Also, for the E3 predictions, if they're going to announce Black Ops 4, whatever edition for Nintendo Switch, it will be at the reveal event.
It absolutely will be.
It will not be at Nintendo's Direct. If they say
no.
If they say nothing about it this week being for Nintendo Switch, it's not going to just randomly show up at this other event.
Chances are it won't show up.
That's why I'm also confused about Spyro.
Yeah,
they should have said Spyro back when they revealed the thing.
I can see why they'd be waiting for Spyro, but at the same time, yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, even if it is and there's an amiibo, they should have said, Spyro for Switch, and then whenever the time is right, there's an amiibo for Spyro. It unlocks this. It does this.
We have Crash. I think it's really inevitable that we're going to get Spyro.
Yeah.
But the thing is with this, with this, I just think... I think Treyarch, as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of people at Treyarch that really do like the Switch.
Actually, I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but the team who is porting Crash to Switch are the team Toys for Bob, who are making Spyro. So I think their Switch division is just held up.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense. I don't think we'll see Spyro. Call of Duty, maybe. Who knows? It'll be at the event this week. Activision's holding. It won't be. It won't be just out of the blue at E3. A month later.
No.
So Activision, show up to the party or go home. Honestly, like EA. I was about to say EA tried. EA didn't try last year. That FIFA was fucking half-assed as well.
Yep.
Ugh.
Just Activision. Just don't show up with your Black Ops 4 Battle Royale. Don't not put in your zombies and your multiplayer. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Especially when we got Fortnite coming down the line. It's not going to work.
And like with Doom and Wolfenstein, you can take a first-person, excellently written story or great game shooting mechanics on the go. Battle Royale, there, online modes, even zombies to like a high extent. You're not going to be able to take that offline on the bus with you. Really, you can play wireless and that, but
you can if you're proficient enough at solo zombies. I just think it's like why would you literally put the only thing that's 100% online only on? It makes it's dumb. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, we'll move on.
That's just the dumbest sentence I've ever read in my life. Sorry.
Sega reveals Sega Ages line for the West, and 2 of the games they're releasing under it are the first 2 Sonic Adventure games. So I assume Sega Ages line is like Nintendo Classics or Virtual Console for Sega. And they're saying the first 2 Sonic Adventure games are going to be... Now, that's a weird thing to do at E3.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to say no. Nintendo's not going to be like, hey guys, Sega's got something special for you. It's their old stuff. It's like, oh.
Their old stuff that they re-release constantly, by the way. Like, I can't tell you how many times that Sega's just... Like, what's the big reveal here? What's the big reveal here? We're releasing Sonic Adventure again. Shit, that's like the 7th time. Who thought that they would make it to number 7? Holy crap.
Get your DS Lite out the drawer and play it there, mate. It's fun. Like, get your Dreamcast out. Do whatever you got to do. Super Sonic Racing is revealed and takes inspiration from Sonic R with some characters like Sonic.
Excuse me?
Sonic. Characters like Sonic running on their own, while characters like Tails use vehicles. Some kind of Nintendo exclusive content is teased for the game as well. So that's cool. The previous Sonic racing games were good. What?
Really? Yeah.
They were the Sonic racing.
Sonic R.
Not Sonic R, but no.
Takes inspiration from Sonic R. That's not going to happen, surely. Can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up your day?
Yeah, so like Sonic's just running by, and Tails is in a car. Yes.
I don't understand.
No, but there has been. I don't think it's going to be running on their own in that type of bullshit. But it's been rumored for ages that there's a new Sonic racing game coming out.
I think that's inevitable.
Yeah,
but inspiration from Sonic R. I don't know whether this is even true or not, or whether I'm calling bullshit on it. But what? Inspiration from Sonic R. It's like notoriously the worst Sonic racing game ever.
Yeah, well, just ignore that because look, I don't think they're going to be talking about this Sega stuff.
No,
it's like why would they? They got so supposedly they've got 36 minutes, and then they're going to spend 3 minutes at least just talking about like there's a new Sonic racing game, and Sonic's releasing some of their old stuff as well. So, well, wonderful.
We'll spend 10 minutes talking about Black Ops 4 Battle Royale.
In this game, yeah.
Let me explain Battle Royale to you if you don't understand the concept, because it's actually a very complex idea.
It's like, I know you've been... Reggie's just like, you've been playing a lot of Zelda last year. There was this little Battle Royale game no one heard about. But now it's on Nintendo Switch, and it's made by the same team as Call of Duty, because it is Call of Duty. Bam.
Forget everything you knew. Multiplayer zombies, it's non-existent.
So, Bryce, here's a showstopper for you. This is very exciting. You'll never guess. Metroid Prime 4 gameplay trailer, and it's coming next year.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I think we will see Metroid. I think it's pretty. If they don't show Metroid, everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, where's Metroid?
Where the fuck is Metroid?" So, I think people are gonna be like, "Where the fuck is Bayonetta?" Let alone where the fuck is Metroid?
just like after the presentation, Reggie's just like on the E3 show floor, and this fan just goes up to him and taps him on the shoulder. It's like, hey man, where's Metroid? And Reggie's like, oh fuck,
we didn't think about that.
He just starts sweating. He's like, oh, it's not this USB. I never handed it into the media team.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
So yeah, Metroid Prime 4, we will see it. It won't be out this year. People are saying like it'll be out this year. No, it won't be.
Can we please? I just want a soundboard. I just want a soundboard where whenever we cover leaks, I can just hit a button and it's just like obvious alert.
That'd be awesome. Like, brrr.
Obvious alert, because that is obvious as hell. It doesn't matter if it might not be gameplay, but we'll be seeing something Metroid. If we don't see anything Metroid, then why did they reveal it? Why did they reveal it last year? What was the point of that? And to get hype going, to not show us anything this year, to not keep the hype train going?
They want us to buy it. Of course they're going to show it to us.
Of course.
Even if it's just made up bloody gameplay, which isn't actually made yet. They'll show us something. We'll go to this one, Bryce. So, this is the weirdest one. Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Switch.
You missed one, by the way. So
I know. I was leaving that one.
All right.
For the end. So, Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Switch. The reports that are coming in that content has been censored. Okay. Censored on. I don't know what this is. Scarthorn's End. Is that the?
That's the creator. That's Scott Cawthon.
Cawthon, yeah. That's a really weird one. Why? Like. Five Nights at Freddy's coming to Switch. Oh, I don't know. Maybe not. But it's not going to be at E3. No way in hell. That's a really weird thing to bring up. What do you think?
Let me just reread this so we've got like a full, because you kind of stopped in the middle.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
you're right. Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to the Switch. The reports are coming in that content may be censored on Scott Cawthon's end, not enforced by Nintendo, coming out in the fall. I don't see why. I can completely understand why there's an app version of this. I can completely understand why there would be the PC version, whatever, you know. The problem that Scott Cawthon is having at the moment releasing those games is he's at a dead end. He can't keep going with that series. Like, he's done 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he made a really bad RPG, and then he made Sister Location, which was like a spin-off that's tied directly to the main story, and then it just keeps going. I think Scott has been done with that series for a long time now, but people keep begging for it, and I don't see why you would go back and release the original Five Nights at Freddy's back on the Nintendo Switch. It's too late. It's too late for that.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's on Switch, then it would have to match App Store prices. And App Store prices are like $4.
It won't match App Store prices. Most games on iOS and Switch are like, very different price range.
Then why would you bother putting it on there? Like that's just the unfortunate truth of it. If you can play that game on your phone,
there's a lot of games like that. There's a game called Lost Phone, which is where you're going through a phone looking for clues to actually see who owns the phone.
Oh yeah,
and that's probably about $4 or $5 more on Switch than it is on your phone. And like Severed, that's about double the price on Switch compared to iOS.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of examples of that. So
I just don't see the purpose as to why you would do it. Not when it's already got such a big App Store presence.
Especially Nintendo E3.
It's not going to
presentation.
happen. No.
Here's Five Nights at Freddy's. That's a really weird one to chuck in there.
It absolutely is.
I think you're full of shit.
Honestly, like the thing is, it's hard enough to believe that Undertale came into a direct. Like, as popular as that game is, Five Nights at Freddy's is probably infinitely more popular. Which sucks to say. I'm a big Undertale fan, but it is the truth.
Yeah, it took YouTube by storm for ages.
It literally took YouTube by storm bloody ages. So I just, for them to announce something like that at E3, it would be dumb.
It would be.
It was hard enough to believe that Undertale was announced in a direct, let alone. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
No.
And if it does happen, I'll be super. I'll eat a hat.
Eat a hat.
A hat cake, like you said.
Ice cream.
All right.
I love ice cream. 2 trailers for Smash Bros. For Switch are the last things. One reveals Captain Toad, and the other reveals Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. This is why they've been quiet about the Switch version of the trilogy. Gameplay is shown and is a mix of... my page isn't long enough. Is a mix of Smash 4 and Melee, being very colourful yet detailed, coming out September alongside the online service.
Now, I can see it. I can 100% see it coming out alongside the online service.
Yeah.
I think that is also a no-brainer because they need to sell that online service.
Yeah.
So
And it's a good time for Smash to come out anyway.
It is. It is a good time for Smash to come out. Second of all, it says 2 trailers for Smash Bros. Switch are the last things. That game will be playable.
100%.
That game is playable at E3.
Yeah.
There's not just going to be trailers, it is playable. I'm pretty sure they've confirmed this.
I assume this is their presentation. Then, like, you'll see the trailers. You know, you'll see Captain Toad. You'll see Crash and Spyro. Then that will finish. Then the show floor open, and they'll go. Yeah, you'll play it from there.
Okay. Fine. Captain Toad. If he turns up, then okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I think Toad has been neglected from Smash for a while, as much as apart from obviously being Peach's counter move for whatever reason. Yeah, I think he's been neglected from the title for a while, considering he was sitting in Mario Kart for ages, and I'm pretty sure he's also in other sports spin-off titles.
I guess, but just like plain Toad.
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
like it would be odd just having him in Smash Bros.
Yeah,
especially like he's just they're just civilians. They're not.
Well, Captain Toad has a persona.
Yeah,
which makes a big difference.
So he's a character now. He's
he is a character.
He's not just a species. So I guess.
So I can see it happening.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it's going to happen because there's still a bit of me that's just like, Captain Toad, really?
I think we'll see Captain Toad. He's in every mainline Mario game now.
He
shows up as.
I know, but it's still in my head, and it's like, you know.
Yeah,
it's the same thing as people wanting Waluigi. It's just awkward.
I'd love to see Waluigi.
Everybody would, but it's still awkward, right? Like,
Bryce, like think about nights where we get a bottle of vodka or something, just get smashed, and you're just playing Waluigi.
You're just playing wah.
Like and misses are just like, what the hell's going on? I'm like,
I play a Waluigi Wars.
Oh
no,
yes.
And as for Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, look,
Crash. Like, they say Crash and Spyro. One might make it.
I don't think both will.
Both are not going to make it.
Both are not going to make it.
No way. If any are going to make it, it's Crash, because Crash is, already coming to the system. Crash is, I prefer Spyro myself, but Crash is a much more iconic character as well.
Yeah.
Like, he represents the PlayStation brand. He did.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. This is the perfect trailer. They go back to the old PlayStation commercials, like, come out, plumber boy, come... And, like...
Yes!
And Mario actually comes out, and it's a game of Smash.
Yes!
Wouldn't that be the best thing?
That would be fantastic.
That would be the highlight of E3.
That would blow everyone's socks off. It would be fantastic. But, in saying this... I think this is an overthought thing. This is not the reason the Insane Trilogy was held back.
No.
This is not... No.
What
did it say?
Well, no, not the Insane Trilogy. They're saying Spyro hasn't been announced for Switch yet because they're going to announce it coming to Switch the same time it's coming... that he's coming to Smash Brothers as well. Well,
the wording is confusing here because it says the other reveals Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. This is why they've been quiet about the Switch version of the trilogy.
Yeah, that's the Spyro trilogy.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
that is 100% bullshit.
But Activision will want to align their marketing with Nintendo's Smash Brothers announcement.
It doesn't make sense.
It will be interesting to see if Crash Bandicoot does make, because I don't know if you've noticed, but none of the guest characters in Smash have been Western. They've all been Japanese. So they've all been tied to Capcom, Square Enix, like their partners in Japan.
Yeah.
So, like, personally, I would like to see Crash come to Smash.
I think Crash will come to Smash, and I don't think he's going to be out of place. I think
he'll fit in.
Remember that old video where somebody's just like Crash found in Smash, and somebody literally just smacks a piece of paper on the screen? It's just like the goofy. Like, it can happen. It's Crash Bandicoot.
I mainly want that trailer. That trailer would be phenomenal.
So good. If that's what they do, that'd be fantastic.
Across the whole of E3, that would be in everyone's top 5 moments of E3.
Absolutely, because it's reiterating on an old commercial that was just
a PlayStation commercial.
And
come out, Plumber Boy. So okay, that's a goal. Oh man, I want that so bad now.
Come out, Plumber Boy.
Yeah, Plumber Boy.
No again.
That was a ripper of a commercial by them, though.
It was
by PlayStation. That was awesome.
It was great. But yeah, I see Crash being able to make an appearance. I don't think Spyro will. I think that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Delaying the announcement of the. Why would you want to do that, man? Why would you?
Yeah, and the last one is Ice Climbers. They're going to be revealed during the Treehouse after the presentation. That's I think Ice Climbers are coming back, and they probably will show them. Like, obviously, not much hype for Ice Climbers. They're a loved set of characters from the previous Smash games, but Ice Climbers as a franchise isn't going to drive hype. I don't think so. I think that's a good place to show them off.
Yeah,
and I would like to see Ice Climbers come back. They don't have the excuse of the 3DS not being able to run it now.
Thank God.
So Ice Climbers, they're coming back. I think they are coming back.
Maybe. I'm still going to say maybe on that
maybe. One. Okay. I think they'll come back.
I think, yeah.
To be honest, I think it's just good.
I understand they're really loved and all that, and they're very unique in their own sense of the word. But in that same vein, Wolf was a very unique Star Fox character that they just cut from the game.
True. I feel like, to be honest, like Ice Climbers, I don't think they're going to be playing it in the. Well, they might, but Ice Climbers seems more of a character like, how they remember how like Dr. Mario and a few characters in Smash 4 they didn't tell you about until you unlocked him in the actual game.
Yeah,
like Dr. Mario came back from Melee. It's like, they're not going to announce that. That's not going to drive much excitement.
No.
So I think that's going to be a similar situation. You're going to get the game. You're going to play through the story mode, which is hopefully there, and then you see Ice Climbers. Like, oh, sweet, they're back. Cool.
It's the Ice Climbers.
Then that's that. I don't think there'll be much more than that.
No. Yeah.
I think they'll be concentrating on Treehouse. Like, oh, here's similar to last year how they revealed the Samus Returns. They'll be like doing 3DS stuff and stuff like that.
I don't know. They'll still do some stuff on Smash. I think. Yeah. I think that's
or like smaller characters like Ice Climbers or someone else could be announced during that tournament they've got. I think that's a very likely place we'll see something like that.
Absolutely. I'm just curious to see if anything will come back from Smash 4. Mega Man, Pac-Man, Cloud, whatever. And there is... You lied. There is one more thing.
Yeah, so... There is one more, but it's about Pokemon, and we're about to discuss the next Pokemon game. So we've got a tweet from Emily Rogers. So, supposedly in the leak, Pokemon for Switch is revealed. It's a new take on Red and Blue and features graphics midway between Sun and Moon and Pokken Tournament on the Switch. And let me just pull up the quote here. Emily Rogers explains, what I believe a Pokemon game is releasing on Switch later this year. It will be an RPG with at least 2 versions. And she goes on to say, I didn't specifically say whether it was a core game.
Specify
whether it's a core game, a spin-off series, a remake of an older game, or Gen 8 game. So basically she leaves it open to be like, there's a Pokemon game, but it could be any Pokemon game. And Pokemon release a lot of games. It could be a mystery dungeon. It could be, anything. So What she said was literally nothing.
This is why this is full of shit.
So going back to what you said earlier.
I'm sorry, but this is why their educated guesses are nothing but full of shit.
You don't have to be a journalist to say something like that.
No, you absolutely don't.
There will be a Pokemon game later this year. It'll have 2 versions. So, sweet, new Switch game. So, well, I didn't say if it was a main series, a spin-off game, a Gen 8 game, a remake. It's like, it could be... That means nothing. What she said means nothing.
It means zero. It mean the problem is that like people like Emily Rogers, and there's another one as well that I can't think of. I can't think of a name. It completely escapes me because they spout a whole lot of crap, and they're like, oh, we're in tune with these people in like companies like Nintendo or what. Those people know that they'll get fired fucking fast.
Yeah, if their name gets out there.
If their name gets out there. And then she's like, oh no, they're like, oh no, I'm, the confidentiality and all that, I'm super confidential. She's worked around the scene before, right? She knows what to say to get people interested. She knows what, sometimes they get things right. Okay? And that's like, hey, it's an educated guess, or she has actually heard something, but not everything that comes out of leakers' mouths is truthful.
It's like, oh, I got it right. It was one of the...
It was a Pokemon game.
With 2 versions.
With 2 versions. It could be fucking Pokemon Pinball Sun and Moon, and it's different versions of Pokemon Pinball.
That'll be pretty sad, wouldn't it, if they do 2 versions of Pinball? I would love to see Pokemon Pinball come back.
I think... I would too. I love Pokemon Pinball Yellow. Anyway.
I love the Ruby and Sapphire one. Oh.
It's just... Take it with a grain of salt, guys. Like, I think...
the whole list, take it with a grain of salt.
The whole list is an absolute grain of salt. There is so much information there that's either obvious, or it could be misconstrued very easily, or it just sounds made up. And that last quote sounds made up as hell. It does.
Yeah.
We are getting we will indefinitely get a Pokemon game this year, I reckon. I don't think there's anything about that. Don't know if it's going to be the Switch version, but it'll be something. It might be like, hey, we're putting something on Virtual Console for y'all on the 3DS.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could be like, oh, we're bringing in Red and Blue, like the Virtual Console games, to the Switch or something. Like, it could be anything.
It could literally be any... It doesn't specify. It's like, I didn't specify whether it was Gen 8, a remake, enhanced versions of Red or Blue, or...
Yeah.
My God.
I mean, when we said what we want... when we discussed last week of what we want the Pokemon games to be, I said Red and Blue 2, like sequels. According to this, it's like a new take on Red and Blue. So that... Does that sound like remake, or does that sound like sequel-ish territory to you?
It sounds like it's a different take on Red and Blue. So to be essentially, it would be like what Pokemon Adventures. If you were to compare Pokemon Adventures, the manga, and Pokemon Origins, the anime. That's what I see them doing.
Do you see like an Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon situation with Red and Blue?
Please don't.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Oh. Yeah.
I think we're far beyond that point. I want it done.
I want it done. Do it.
No, I want it out of my life. I want them to create something that's actually worth the money, actually worth the time. It still conforms to the competitive battling system. Make some adjustments, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think anything they make is going to be ready for release this year.
I agree. I really hope it is. I really hope there is a Pokemon game this year. I've come around. I really want Pokemon.
Yeah, but you're going to want it, and then it's going to turn up, and it's not going to be any good.
Yeah, I know.
They announced this last year. They're like, we're working on it, and then you got people like Emily Rogers here that's like, it's going to be a cross between Pokken graphics and that from Sun and Moon. And it's like, okay, cool. So, how much of a world there is in Pokemon that you've got to rebuild and shape up, and
they're just like picturing in their head, what's it going to look like? So, it won't look this good, but it will look better than that.
It's like, wait, how do you make that discrepancy? It's between Sun and Moon and then Pokken. How do you make that discrepancy? It's like, it looks like Sun and Moon, but it also looks like Pokken Tournament. What?
Oh, well. Bryce, let's move on before you become a beetroot.
I already am a beetroot.
Okay.
This shit sucks the soul out of me, sorry.
Sucks the soul out of you. The NES Classic and SNES Classic is up for pre-order again. Pre-order it now so you can get it on the 29th of June. That's when Nintendo's bringing them back into store shelves.
I want the NES Classic, and then I've got the 2, so...
Cool, yeah. Just a bit of a heads up in case you want to... you missed out on it the first time, because they were hard to find. Especially the NES.
It just seems like to me they need to start keeping stock on the shelves, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is dumb. This just needs to stay on the shelves.
All right, Bryce, let's move on to our new weekly segment called Smash Talk. Smash Talk, yeah. And this week, let's talk about the Mario series. Let's talk about what characters from the Mario series would like to see pop up.
All right, buddy. All right.
So, first of all, everyone wants this character so much, technically from Donkey Kong, but King K. Rool. Let's get some King K. Rool in there.
All right, so we're talking about Mario spin-offs as well.
Well, not really, but Donkey Kong, Mario,
it fits in there.
You can fit it in there, yeah.
Yeah, it's. I suppose Donkey Kong is pretty shallow, in its own universe. No. I'm sorry. I'm not going to want him in there because I just know it's not going to happen. He's gone. He's lost to the infinite library of things that Rare made that aren't coming back. That's just how it is.
Do they have that? He was in Mario Strikers as the goalie, though. No, he wasn't. No, sorry, I'm thinking as the...
No, you're thinking of the Kremlings.
I am thinking, yeah. Are you sure he's lost?
He's gone.
He's gone.
There's absolutely no reason to...
All right, well,
to fish for him.
He's gone, but...
He's been gone for 20 years.
Would you want to see, like,
literally, like,
would you want to see...
years.
Would you want to see one of, like, the Bowser's minions come? Like, maybe a Koopa or Goomba or something like that?
No.
I think a Koopa Trooper, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's too
Make
basic.
it like too basic, you think?
It is too basic.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
It's an all-stars battle. It
Yeah, you're not just putting generic.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You would quicker see Paper Mario, which would be the third version of Mario in that game.
Paper Mario would be really cool. That'd be. I could
be
say that.
cool.
I could see it being a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to get across. Like you're quicker to see Paper Mario, which would literally be the third Mario character.
Yeah, just got like a hammer. Maybe you like his paint bucket from Color Splash, which you love.
The one I haven't played.
Yeah.
I think at the moment with the Mario series, like it has a pool of characters, but it only has a shallow pool of viable characters, and that comes down to.
Well, I guess they're mainly already there, aren't they?
Well, providing Captain Toad comes, you've got him, all right, and then you've got the possibility of hell, Waluigi. I'm not gonna say he's not gonna be in there.
I would like to see Waluigi, and I would like to see him with his tennis racket and all that dumb stuff. Like Waluigi would be fun. Yes, because you put him in the same status of Wario, where he's literally just goofy as shit and does random stuff. Okay, let's put together a Waluigi moveset.
Oh god!
I can see him being like, Waluigi's tall. I can see him being really slow, but his animation is him looking like he's running really fast and awkwardly. And like he's just got like a tennis racket, just like.
Just imagine. All you really have to do is imagine the assist trophy. Take some stuff from what he does in that, like stomping people into the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd love to see Waluigi as a real goof character.
Yeah, and I think it's a possible thing you can do. I don't think I don't think it's against any realm of impossibility. It could definitely happen.
And they can use it to market Mario Tennis Aces coming out.
They could.
Yeah.
And then you've got stuff that you could also put forward, like again, more iterations of Mario and the main cast, Paper Mario, etc. There's some of that kind of stuff that would be fun. Whether you'd start to feel you're oversaturating it a little bit might be something. Provided they get rid of Dr. Mario, then I suppose they got room for that.
Yeah. Would you go into like the Mario RPGs? Would you sort of dive into like, obviously the RPG series have a lot of rich characters.
They do. Like everybody wants Geno,
Yeah.
but again, Geno is an Enix product. Justice K. Rule is a Rare product. It's not going to happen. They'll put the Geno costume in the game, sure, but
yeah,
that literally came from a tie deal with them after Cloud happened.
Yeah.
Pretty much. They're like, can we have a Geno costume? Or can we have Geno in Smash? They're like, no, put Cloud in Smash. Then we'll give you a Geno costume. I think that's pretty much what it come down to.
Yeah, it is. It would be interesting to know like exactly how those rights work when, you know, it is a Nintendo game in the Mario universe, but it is their unique characters.
It's all messed up. It's all messed up, and it's the same. It is literally the same thing that's going on with Donkey Kong. So why we didn't get Donkey Kong 64 for fucking ages on the Wii U?
Yeah,
because it's like it's a Rare product. What else? I think that there's a whole range of characters that are really cool characters, but would not work. Characters like Cackletta.
Yeah.
From Superstar Saga, or you know, the Beans in general.
Yeah. I guess now you've got all the Mario characters that are
the
main characters.
They are present.
So I guess we're really like digging the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the Mario series.
I think the other general issue with it is just there is such a diverse range of like small enemies that you would think like, hey, that'd be cool because they fit in like Koopa Trooper and Paratrooper and Double Dash. They worked fine. Yeah. But you couldn't put them in a Smash game.
No.
It just wouldn't work.
I can imagine like Koopa doing like a you do side B and you go inside your shell and you go along like Squirtle did in Brawl, and you know like I'm sure Sakurai will come up with and the team will come up with a really cool moveset if they were to include some of these characters. We can't think of anything. That's why it's their job.
Yeah, very true.
Because like, a lot of characters, you're like, like Little Mac, you wouldn't have thought to do like the KO, like a signature move he has and all that. We'll just be like, oh yeah, just make him run around and punch and it'll be good.
Well, yeah, Little Mac is as much as a edgelord he was.
Yeah,
he didn't turn out. You know, he became a center stage fighter or bust.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to play though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Really yeah, he is a lot of fun to play. We have another one written down here, and we might as well touch on it briefly because I think also that the range is too far to expand on, and I don't think we want to talk about it forever. Is Pokemon characters. What do you want to see back from a Pokemon character that's not Pikachu? But we have like Pikachu or Jigglypuff because they've been in there the longest. Yeah. So, and at that current standings, the Pokemon characters that have been in there are Pokemon Trainer and its iterations.
Yep.
So Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard. That eventually melted down to just Charizard. We've got Lucario and Mewtwo who switched places in Brawl, and then Lucario and Mewtwo were back together in the same game in 4. Is there anything... Pokemon's had a history of being all over the place. We even had Pichu at one point.
Yeah, and Greninja. Greninja's really good.
And Greninja, yeah.
I'd love to see it. This is a basic one, but I would like to see Squirtle and Ivysaur back. I really like... Because when I was playing Pokemon Trainer, my favourite Pokemon out of those three to use was Charizard, and separating Charizard made him way better.
Oh yeah,
as a character,
and
I think the same could be said for the other two. If you bring back Squirtle, like Squirtle was a lot of fun to play. He's a lot faster, and I think you'll be able to pull off some of the same things. Especially if we see, it'd be interesting to see what speed this next Smash game's played at. Whether they've sped it up or it's like very similar to.
I think it'll go more in the route of melee.
You think it'll go faster?
I think so. I think the way the community has pseudo complained to this point. It's just been like they've been gradually trying to go back up in speed.
But going back to Brawl, this is slow.
It is
Smash 4 is in between Brawl and Melee. I don't know if they'll speed it up again. I don't know if the people who were complaining about Brawl are also complaining about the speed of this, like the current one. So I'm not sure.
I think people are happier with it, but I think that again, there's still like a massive Melee base there that just want their Melee back. They'll take Melee HD before they take anything else.
Yeah,
but if they're gonna do anything with the speed, I think the only way for it is to go up.
Yeah, because
skill caps in players are rising, and it's just that type of thing.
Yeah. God, I'm keen. Just show it to us, please.
We'll get there. I'm holding my patience. I'm being a very good boy about it. I'm being a very good boy.
That's good.
My hype is huge, but I know that if I keep exuberating it, I'm going to get more excited. I'm going to have to fucking shoot myself. Anyway.
It's like, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the House of Mario. It's just me today. Bryce has shot himself because he's so excited about the new Smash Bros.
God, make it even sound worse than it actually is. I think it'd be interesting to see some new characters, but I think coming down to the wire, because of all the mix-up that they've put through with characters in this series, makes it really hard to define anything that'd be put in there. I think Mewtwo forms as some... Like, while you've got Mewtwo, I think Mewtwo forms in some kind would be cool. Like, you've got... It literally has 2 Mega Forms.
Yeah. Like if they sort of intertwine, sort of Mega Evolution. I think the Pokemon series is moving away from Mega Evolutions now, so I'm not sure if that's what they'll.
I wish the Pokemon series make up its damn mind.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with Charizard and this game. I assume they'll probably still have the Mega Evolutions as their Smash move, but
probably yeah. We've got a new Pokemon on the horizon, which is being distributed to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I can't remember what his name was.
Lightning Tiger Man.
The Lightning Tiger Man.
I've forgotten his name as well.
He's basically Lucario 2.0, but he's made of lightning.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know whether I'd want to see him floating around.
I mean, it'll depend what these next. If Pokemon, is at E3, it is Gen 8, it is announced. It is coming this year, early next year, whatever. We might see some new Pokemon in Smash Brothers.
Yeah. So,
that could be something to think about.
We will see. I mean, there'll definitely be Pokemon in the Pokeballs. New ones, for sure. Yeah,
for sure.
But I like exploring characters in the game, like actual playable characters. It's a bit hard to find something. You know what I mean? There is a massive range of characters. Literally a massive range. But when you come down to it, it's like, what do you add? It's like you put Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan in there. It'd still probably work because it's a fighting game, right? Like,
no, you won't see them. They would have added them,
of course, not.
Years ago. If they're gonna, so, who's the new Pokemon? Hitmonlee.
You literally got to think of iconic Pokemon characters at this point, and
Ash, Misty, Brock.
Please don't.
Tracy.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Tracy.
Professor Oak. Professor Oak and Tracy as a duo. There we go. You play as Professor Oak. You kick. Then Tracy comes and draws it. Then the drawing becomes a smash move. I don't know. Bryce, we've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes. We better end the show there.
Yeah. We gabber on.
Yeah, everyone, thank you so much for listening. This was a really fun episode. This was fun talking about. I'm super keen for E3. I just want E3 to come along so we can.
I'd like to formally apologise for being a salty salmon for most of the episode.
A salty salmon, you, Bryce, you live life as a salty salmon.
I do. I know.
I mean,
my name is Sammy the Salmon.
I mean, no one likes a fresh river salmon with nothing on it. Like, it's a bit bland. So at least you taste it right.
I got spunk.
You've got spunk, mate. All right, let's. I'm going to read the iTunes review of the week segment stolen from our Hungry Gamers podcast of the 8-Bit Collective. What was that? Was that it?
The joke was I was taking a taste of their podcast because they.
I think you're licking yourself because you're a salty salmon.
Oh my fucking.
Okay, this is from row 1 and 91. Really enjoy the natural back and forth between Drew and Bryce. Their love for Nintendo is almost infectious. The quality of their show seems to be improving each and every week, which keeps me coming back for more. Great addition to the 8-Bit Collective, and thank you very much for the review.
Thank you, my boy.
If you would like to leave us a review to help us keep us happy by reading reviews and help us climb those pesky algorithms on the iTunes, that'll be fantastic. And if you don't have an iTunes account, or you're one of those people, you're like, Apple is not good, I'm not making an iTunes account, not even for the House of Mario, not even for Bryce, and especially not for Drew. The word of mouth is probably the best way to help other people find the show.
That's right.
Tap your mum on the shoulder, go, hey, you heard about the House of Mario? She's like, of course I have. Or go on your Twitter or Facebook and go, hey, the House of Mario is a podcast about Nintendo, and Drew and Bryce talk about Nintendo and salmon.
They just won't shut their traps.
Salmon. I was watching a news story about carp actually today. That's not salmon though, so we're ready to talk about salmon here. Let's get real. Bryce, where can they find you on Twitter?
It's at Bryce DeWitt.
You can find me at iDruby, and you can find the House of Mario account at the House of Mario. And we're on Facebook too. We never say Facebook because Facebook is just one of those things I forget about because Facebook... just
trying to talk to people on Facebook is like trying to talk to a drywall that Facebook has put up.
Facebook drywall.
Facebook drywall. Our new ad revenue. Shit.
Yeah, so we're on Facebook. I dare say, type in the House of Mario, and we'll pop up with our little white hat.
Yes, we will.
And we have a Discord community that is it's really becoming active now. I'm really enjoying going in there. I see you posting there. Shout out to JDP Card 18, Metadox, DJ, and Tamazoid, always active in there. Thank you very much. It always warms my heart. Like we talked about this before, but the notifications on Discord, I'm like, it doesn't show up for some reason, but I always make an effort to go and check in there.
Yeah, I do now too.
And usually someone's posted, and I'm like, yes, people are talking, and
yeah, hell yeah,
it's awesome.
We love talking Nintendo, so every input is appreciated. And hell, even if you've got like, Bryce was an asshole this week, and I really didn't like his opinion on this, then tell me about it. We could discuss it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
I don't care if it's even up to that level. I like talking.
Yeah, we don't have to call him asshole. Let's just let's have a civil conversation. Well, like, you don't have to tell him the truth all the time, you know.
Oh, I did it from the perspective that he's not calling me an asshole. He's just thinking it.
Yeah. So if you want to contact us in any way, Twitter and Discord are the way to go, and all of the links for those are in the show notes on your podcast service of choice. And I want to give a shout out, well, not a shout out, but I want to plug my Twitch channel this week. Hopefully, I'll be on Twitch a lot more. Lately, I've been streaming Alpha Sapphire. I was looking for a shiny Latios, and I finally found it
with a bad nature.
And if you're a Pokemon fan who knows all about natures, I found it with an adamant nature, so it had lowered special attack, heightened attack, completely useless. Cannot use the thing. But I finally found it, and there's a reaction video on my YouTube, Facebook, and not on Twitter, because Twitter it would not load up on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's like super short videos, but yeah.
No, I made it short. I clipped it with their software, and it just did not work.
Oh, thanks Twitter.
Yeah, thanks Twitter.
We use you a lot, but gotta fix that.
Gotta fix that platform.
You gotta fix that platform, boy.
Alright, Bryce. Nintendo Jukebox this week has disappeared.
This week has disappeared. It was by Alex Hull.
Yeah, it's
Smash League Orchestra.
It's just, yeah, let me start again.
See, I remembered it.
I did too, but I wanted to get it exactly right, so... But now we're going on for 30 seconds about the name...
Alex Hull.
Yeah, Alex Hull has done a orchestra rearrangement of the Smash theme.
Rearrangement, yep.
Yes, it's it's very good. Like I love the Smash. I love the Smash theme, and he's made it really cool. He made it in a similar vein to the Overwatch theme.
Yeah, imagine opening up your Smash menu like you do your Overwatch menu, and then it's just like Smash orchestrated instead of the Overwatch orchestrated music. That's what it's reminiscent of.
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yep. So,
as somebody that plays both games, it's really cool.
So go and have a look. Go
and have a look.
I can't speak anymore, Bryce.
Because it's been an hour and a half, boy. Your tongue is dry and you need to wet your whistle.
If you like what you hear, go and support Alex. Go and have a look at his SoundCloud. He's got a Patreon. If you like him that much, go and have a look at that.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, next week.
Yes.
Like every time we try to record.
Every time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So is RoboReggie actually going to attack?
No. It's for dramatic effect. Keeps people listening all the way to the end.
Oh, yeah, you're a genius.